Hello. Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm just sharing this out because you know how I do. I don't plan this ahead of time. Oh, hi, Crystal. I was hoping you'd come hang out with me. I just said in my Discord, I told people I was going to do this. And I was like, I'm just feeling lonely this morning. Not in like a bad way, but after you get to spend time with people that you love, you feel lonely when you have to go home by yourself. It's difficult. Sorry, watch me take an awkward picture. Nope, that was a bad one. Got to do it again. Got to do awkward face again. How is everybody doing? Hello. Madeline, I'm glad you made it on time. Also, I went live on YouTube, so I can't share the comments. So as I awkwardly talk to you while not being able to show the comment, I apologize, but I didn't want to set up the StreamYard. This is how impromptu this is. I was like, I literally don't even want to do that. I just want to go live and hang out for a little bit. As usual, I just put on like my base coat of everything. And then I'm going to do my makeup here, but I have to finish typing this. Boom, boom. Okay, finish typing. Okay, what is everybody reading this morning? I've been trying to get back in the groove. Like I said, I'm not really in a reading slump because I've been reading the whole time, but I go through stuff where I'm not like super loving something. And as I've said, like that's kind of what feels slumpy to me is like when you read a bunch of books that are like just okay. Hi, Melody. Hi, Nikki. Let me say hi to everyone. And funny enough, the book that kind of made me feel a little like out of it was Give Me More, which Nikki is reading right now. That was a 6-star book. Spoiler alert / it's not a spoiler. I'm not telling you what happened, but that was a 6-star book for me. And like, I cried buckets of tears. It was so good. Like, I cried so much. I'd like to blame my period, but I cry buckets all the time. So it's not really like fair to blame one book for it, you know? Let's see. Let's see what everybody's reading. Again, I can't share it, so I just have to read what they say. Yuna, you're watching from Namibia. It must be Namibia, right? That is amazing. Brandy is watching people's pets. Dogs, cats, a bird, and a fish. That is amazing. That kind of sounds like a Dr. Seuss novel. Dogs, cats, birds, and a fish. Interesting. I'm going through a slump, so I keep picking up and putting stuff down, is what Heatherly says. I feel that. Monet is reading Unteachable by Leah Reader. That is an interesting one. I read that one quite a long time ago. Monica is watching all the Atlanta vlogs. Yes. Honestly, I don't want to watch them because I feel like I'll be sad about it. which is silly. Of course, I'm going to watch them, but I might wait. I did watch the Jeopardy video this morning. If you haven't watched that, let me just say that I am very competitive in this video. Sorry, I'm using my Chromebook, and I feel like it's not as forgiving as my I can't use words today. My Surface, sorry, because it's a cheaper thing. But it's hard to watch the vlogs because I just miss everybody. It was really great. I'm happy to be home and to have it quiet. And I did have headaches and migraines pretty much the entire time I was there, just from the heat and all the travel and everything. But that did not lessen my enjoyment. It just meant I had to suffer through the pain. I suffered through the pain for it. But what was I saying? Oh, Jeopardy. I'm sorry. My brain. Live chats don't help because all of your guys' comments also don't help my brain because I just jump all over the place. But McKay made a bookish Jeopardy for us, which you should definitely go check out the channel. Oh, hey, it's McKay. I think she just hit 5K. That girl is coming swooping in, y'all. I mean, I remember shouting her out back when she had 1,000, and now she's at 5K, and her videos are so good. One of the things that just motivates me is when I see I'm not calling her a new creator. I mean, she's been going for a while now, but when they come in and they just come in so hard like that, it gets me scared in a good way where I'm wow, I need to step up my game. And then I'm nah, I like just reading my books and talking about them the way I do. But it gets me really excited for people. So she did a bookish Jeopardy for us. And so we did 3 teams of 3. I'm going to start taking my makeup out over here. We did 3 teams of 3. And I got a little bit competitive. So don't think badly of me when I get a little snarky. Because I got a little snarky sometimes. But all my friends are great sports. And nobody got annoyed with me. Well, maybe they did, but they didn't show it. Because there was some of it where I was that's not a fair question. And I was Jenn, this is why you had trouble with people when you were a kid, because you are such a brat. But I like to win. And so when a question makes me feel like I could have done it better, if I did it better, I get a little bit cranky. But it was wonderful. And McKay did an amazing job putting it together. And for the most part, all of her questions were amazing. You'll definitely see me one question, I'm I don't know the answer to that. And then they say the answer and I was okay, that's because you worded the question wrong. And I sound I was wow, Jenn, way to be that bitch in the video. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I loved it so much. Okay, let's go back to some of these comments because I'm just whining. Someone's reading Sweet Lullaby by Lorraine Heath and Cara Bastone. I never know how to say them. I've heard those are beautiful, Madeline. I really have. But I've also heard that they are closed door or really sweet. But people say they're really sweet. So someday when I'm in the mood and I fully know that the door will be closed, but it'll be very sweet. I have those moods. They are very rare moods that I have because girlfriend likes her spice, but they happen. Just started Ivy by Will and Nash, says Lindsay. Ooh, I've been seeing that one around, man. Is that one a retelling of some kind? Is there a theme of that one? Lindsay, you should tell me. Ash says, how are you liking the new makeup you got? Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm using. I've been using it pretty much every day since, specifically the palettes that she sent me. And I am going to get more of these. Absolutely. I also use the blush and highlight every day. I use it every day now. I think it really helps because I don't really contour my face because it is not a skill I have learned. After Brie did contouring for me, because Brie did my makeup one of the days. Number one, she did it so much softer than I've ever done it just with how she did my foundation. Because lately I've been feeling very pale and chalky with how I did my makeup. And Bree's like, yeah, that's because you're using like way too much. And so it's caking off your face. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Thanks. Thank you so much. And she said I'm probably kind of like stifling my skin a little bit with what I'm doing. And I was like, that makes sense. But the thing is like I have rosacea. And so any bit of exertion makes my face just like break out red all over. And I'm very self-conscious. So I tend to want to like cake makeup on my face to hide that. So anyway, it was a thing. But I'm loving the makeup. I use it every day. I use this mascara so much. I love it. I've been loving it. It was the sweetest gift ever. I absolutely love it. Paperbacks and Lattes is reading Truly's Biker. Yes, yes. Big Sis, it was a beautiful book. It was a beautiful book. I think you're right that Sarah Kate might not be for you with how much of certain things are in it. But the one thing, and I was talking with Caitlin about this, is that I do think that because Sarah Kate has some very hot smut scenes, that those tend to be the scenes that everyone shares. And while that is 100% true, her sex scenes are very hot. They're very high heat books. It isn't the sex scenes that, like, how do I say it? It is the emotional sex that's happening. Like, I want to be clear about that. I, as someone who does like heat very much, I do love the little sexy blurbs people will put out. But I was telling, I was telling Caitlin this because she finished the book the same time I did, the arc of it, that I highlighted about 15 quotes in Give Me More, and only 2 of them were spice. There was so much going on in that book just about, like, accepting yourself and, like, just, like, the things that one of the characters is working through. I don't know. I'm not bisexual. I don't struggle with my sexuality, but I love when books make me think about it and think, like, what if questions. And the what if questions that one character is asking, and just the utter acceptance from everyone around him. Like, it's only him that's struggling, and it's only him and his, like, there's this voice in his head saying horrible things to him. And he's the one that needs to work through stuff. And I almost think it's a disservice to this beautiful book that the only thing getting spread around is the spicy quotes. Like, the one quote that, like, I want to see him fuck my wife. Like, that's what keeps getting put around. Like, oh my God, there's so much more to this. And besides Praise, which Praise still had some emotional stuff too, both Eyes on Me and Give Me More, it was not the sex scenes that made that book so special to me. It was the intimate moments. So, and I know I just went on a tangent about this, but this is a conversation that I've had with my big sis before, because sometimes I can just read a book and I'm like, the smut's there, I'm in it. You know, like, I can absolutely do that. And other times I feel the same, where I'm like, okay, now I'm skipping sex scenes because all you're doing is the same motions. You're not adding any emotions into what's happening. So why do I need to read another scene where you're throwing this person up against a wall? Like, I don't need it. We're at the point in the story where the sex has to be, like, gut-wrenching. And Sarah Kate, what she does specifically in Give Me More is that every sex scene is a story propelling scene. So to me, that's when something is erotic romance, even though this isn't erotic romance. There's more to it. But that's like what Sierra Simone does, where every sex scene is emotions. If you took those sex scenes out, the story wouldn't be complete. That's, the difference between erotic romance and, like, romance with heavy smut in it. And in Give Me More, you can't take those out, because that's when these revelations are happening. That's when these, like, in the middle of this, like, really hot scene, there's these small touches. And you're just like, oh my God, what's happening? So anyway, I went on a rant. And that wasn't directed, like, specifically at anything. It was the conversation that I had with Crystal and that I have before makes me think about those things. Because when I love a book that by everyone else is getting touted because of how hot it is, I want to know, like, but there's more to it that you loved. It's just that when people do quick shots of things, They always share the sex parts. They're not sharing everything else because the sex is what's selling the book for a lot of people. That's what TikTok is doing. The way I feel about Brutal Vows, which is very hot. But each of those sex scenes is literally breaking this woman and this man more for each other. And that's what I want. Okay, I talked way too long. Daniela is reading an arc of Mafia Obsession by Elle Steele. And she has an arc of Give Me More. Yes, girlfriend, read it. Candace is reading Give Me More. Love it. And you're listening to Julianne Long. Love it. Just finished Lord of Scoundrels. Well, Mackie, that would put me in a slump too. That one 1000% put me in a reading slump too. Nikki Elizabeth finished The Never King. I need to read that one. Chris said, I'm finishing Wall of Winnipeg, okay, by Mariana Zapata, and started the new Allie Hazelwood novella. Love it. Ash is reading Witches Get Stitches. Oh, that's great. I need to read that book this month too. I'm very excited. I haven't listened to the audiobook for that one yet. And one of my patrons wants that one annotated. So I'm very excited to do that. So excited to do that. Nikki said, Jeopardy was so good. I loved watching your reactions. Yeah, that was fun. Did you see it, like, when you guys watch it? Oh, it's skipping my questions. I got the Bridgerton question. I was very happy. I was very happy that I got the Bridgerton question, even though it was only for 200 points. I was like, if anybody else got the Bridgerton question, I was going to be a bit salty because I'm one of the OG Bridgerton babes on Booktube. So let's just put that out there. Perfect timing, Melody. You love watching live shows. Took a self-care day from work. Love it. Oh, yeah, you're working on book bindings. Girl, I can't wait. In fact, Melody, I was going to message you because I just read another fanfic. I finished it on the plane. Oh, no, I started on the plane and I finished it on Monday, and I want it. So I'm going to share it with you later. She has like a sequel one to it too that she's not done with. So I read my first fic that I'm like not finished with, and I was like, this is why I don't start fics that I'm not finished with, because I want to know how it ends. Well, Crystal, I'm glad we were adorable. I think it was really fun. Tiffany and Rachel were living their best lives. It was very fun. Shell Reads Again is planning this week's meals and making a grocery list so I can go for groceries. Nice. Oh my gosh, I need to go grocery shopping. I actually did my Dollar Tree grocery shopping yesterday, so I don't know if any of you follow Thunderman on TikTok, but if you don't, you should. He started like over a year ago doing $5 meals, which now, because Dollar Tree is like $1.25, there's $6.25 meals. But since I've started, sorry, I'm going to go on another tangent. This is why we're here. I haven't even started my makeup yet, and we're 20 minutes in. That's funny. Because of the diet change that happened for me, I can't eat very much at one time, which is good. Like, it's good for my health. Things have been great. I've been feeling good. It's fantastic. But I realized I was throwing away a lot of food because I would make these meals that I thought I could eat everything, and then I was throwing away a lot of food, and that felt very wasteful. So something I started doing, because a lot of the reason why Dollar Tree things are $1 is because they're like smaller portions of things, and they're like off-brand, whatever, is I've started buying my snacks and my certain items from the Dollar Tree, which, again, for some things it's cheaper, but for a lot of things it's mostly because they're a smaller portion, and if you bought them at a grocery store with the full portion, like, it would still be cheaper, but I'm not eating that amount. So I'm throwing food away. And part of my like overeating stemmed from the fact that you could never throw anything away when I was poor. Like, you can't throw stuff away. So anyway, it's a whole big thing that mind fucks with your head. So now when I do my grocery shopping, I do a Dollar Tree haul where I get like my snacks and like a lot of my like drinks from there. And then I'll go to Aldi's for all my fresh foods. And I realize that I'm saving money and I'm saving food by doing that. So sorry that was a side tangent, but I've literally started doing that. And no shame. Like, I have a snack drawer now, and like these. These are like, these are a Dollar Tree snack. And literally this bag was like almost full. And you know, these are like, this is an off brand, but you get that like what the brand is from like Target, and you get a big bag of it, but it would take me forever to get through it. So like literally they have blueberry and pomegranate ones, and these are $1 for this bag that's like full of these. And it still has like 3 servings in this little bag. So anyway, sorry, that's enough tips with Jen. Morning, Caitlin. You're reading Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria. Nice. Brandy, thank you for the recommendations of a book cart from Target. I saw you put it together on the live and got it this weekend. That is amazing. Yeah, this one over here is my like Patreon cart now. I thought I was gonna put like TBR on it, but I like it has all my supplies for shipping my Patreon books and giveaways now, and I love it so much. It has all my like annotating supplies, shipping supplies, and then like prizes and stuff, and I love it so much. Bree did a gorgeous makeup on you. Yeah, she did. It was so much softer than I do usually. All right, where are we? You're working and listening to Managed. Oh my gosh. That's a fun one, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, Crystal, I don't think you're an odd one out. I think you're just honest. You know how I feel. I think you're just honest. Because if I'm honest, the books that I give 5 or particularly 6 stars to are never because they're just smut. I can read and enjoy books that are just smut, but like they're 3 or 4 stars. So when I'm looking for a book that I want to like touch my soul, it's not a smut book. But the thing that did this would give me more is that it was all of those things and more. And I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed with it. I loved it. But yeah, I think you're just honest. And I think you don't waste your times with books you think you're not going to love, you know? So I think it's great. F-Land said, I'm so scared to give me more. I have family history with polygamy. Ooh. Do they overcome that Drake is not married to them? Like, will he be a spouse? Well, I'm not going to spoil that, but the book works through those things. That's what I would say. Like, the book works through those things. I haven't written my review for this book yet because I don't know how. Like, my brain can't do it. But the thing that I say is that this book very distinctly has 4 relationships going on. It has a marriage that is looking to change things. Well, change things up is wrong because they're not like there's anything wrong with your marriage when you change it up, but there is a married relationship. There is a friends to lovers, which happens between Isabel and Drake, who are like not the married couple. And then there is a slow burn friends to lovers between Drake and Hunter. And then the 4th relationship is the 3 of them together. And I've never, ever read a MMF polyamorous relationship that the author so clearly is working on all of those. Like usually it's like it's a marriage and we want to pull someone into it, but like they're still kind of the outsider or like this or whatever. Like these are people that have been friends for like in the 3 of them's case for 10 years and like the guy's case since they were like 3. So there's like, we don't have to start at ground zero with this. These people are deeply entrenched in each other's lives. But enough. I'm not talking about Give Me More anymore. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. I remember reading Gift Me to My Best Friend. Yeah. See, that one was just smut though. That one was just smut though. Like, she'll even tell you that. That's a taboo treat. That's smut. She's not trying to work through the dynamic and explain why it's going to work. And Give Me More is doing that. Okay, Victoria's reading Using Feiho by Victoria Aveline, and it's the 5th book in a series. Interesting. Elisa finished Filthy King. Aw, and you're starting Pestilence. Love it. Melody, you're currently reading Tal Bauer. Great. Let's see, I'm almost caught up, and then I can start mine. Melody, I will share with you. I'm planning to message you when I'm done. Isabel, you love me. Oh, that's so sweet. I hope you read something you really like to add to your 6-star. Yeah, I added Give Me More. It's there. It's there. Could you please recommend a novel like Edenbrook by Julian Donaldson? I've never read that. Title Lee, never read that. What are your thoughts on Mafia Mistress? Is it worth the read? Yes, it is. Also, I finally found out who that author is. And I'm never telling because it's a secret. But I found out who it is. And I think you should definitely read it. Anyway, I do think you should read it. You should read Mafia Mistress, but you should immediately read Mafia Mistress and Mafia Darling as one book, because a lot of people loved Mafia Mistress. So it's not like I'm making a big you won't like this. What was I saying? You won't like it. Some people will very much like it. I just thought it was bonkers, the first one. And the second one really touched me. It really touched me. It was beautiful. So just know that number one, Mafia Mistress is a cliffhanger because it is a duet, Mafia Mistress and Mafia Darling. And I think you will be if you're not impressed with the first one, I think the second one could do it for you because the hero has to grovel and he has to work through a lot of shit. So, wow, clearly my first cup of coffee hasn't kicked in. It took me way too long to realize this is live. Love it. I'm glad you're excited, Nikki. It's beautiful. Do you have any more recommendations like The Takeover? I absolutely loved the humor. I couldn't stop laughing. Yes, what did I just read that reminded me of The Takeover? I just read one. Might have to look at my list. I just read a book, and I said it reminded me of a reverse takeover. What is it? Let me look at my book. Shoot. Damn it. I don't remember. There's one that I read, and I told my friend Jesson, I said, this reminds me of a reverse takeover where the guy is the single dad. Wow. My brain totally forgot it. But I just read a book that reminded me of it. I'm looking through my list right now. Shoot. I don't remember. I will have to think about it. Yeah. I read too many books, guys. I'm sorry. I read too many books. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't remember. We'll have to get back to it. Okay, I have to start my makeup. Holy shit. Okay, we are 30 minutes in. So you guys can keep going, but I'm going to get started. Hi, Josephine. Good morning. Can you give us a hint? Neo, I will give no hint because if I give a hint and it leads you to the answer, then I'll be in trouble. But because I got told in confidence. But I will tell you, when I was on the Booktuber retreat, somebody on the Booktuber retreat knew who it was and they wouldn't tell us. So it was not from one of my fellow Booktubers. I found out from another author and I cannot tell you who it is. So, but I'm happy I know because I was hunting it down. So no, I'm not going to give you a hint. Okay, I think I'm going to do this palette and I'm going to get started. So y'all can keep speculating away and throwing stuff out, but I will give no hints. How do you afford so many books? Christina asks. I don't buy anything else. That's the answer. But I think afford is also a relative term. Do I have a credit card? Yes. Do I spend more on books than I probably should? Yes. But literally books are not, I buy food, I pay my bills, and I buy books. So that's a big part of it. But I give myself a certain amount of my YouTube budget is for books always. Nikki, yes, it's a pen name. It's a pen name. And like, we always knew it was a pen name. I mean, maybe not everyone did, but like, we always knew it was a pen name. And it was somebody who during the pandemic, they just wanted to write something totally different than what they normally write. So I don't know, maybe that's a hint by saying it's totally different. And I had heard that said on a Fated Mates podcast because Mila Finelli sponsored a couple of episodes of Fated Mates. And I can't remember if it was when they did the Mafia recommendations or when, but they said that this was someone who they just wanted to read whatever they wanted. I know everyone wants to know who it is. I was hunting. Guys, I did like Reddit deep diving. Bye, Nikki. Have a good time at work. Does Mafia Mistress have an audiobook? I believe so. I think it just came out. Larissa, you're totally fine. Okay, I'm getting started. What am I doing on the bottom? We are starting makeup now because it's 30 minutes in and I only have an hour to chat and I haven't even started my makeup. I know who because of a Facebook group, but she wants to keep it a secret. Yep. See, thanks, Melissa. Thanks for backing me up, man. Because I found out and I'm happy to know. It makes me happy to know, but I won't spill the secret. You're welcome, Nikki. I try my best. Mostly, I'm just excited that I know now because literally when I read the second one, it was so much better, like edited and better put together. And it's like, I could tell that they had some help with the second one more than the first one. But I love that they just wanted to be totally bonkers. And they were like, I want to write this, my son's fiance book. And that's what they did. And once you like find out who it is, you're like, wow, that's a lot different than what they normally write. And it made me kind of want to read their other things too. Yes, Jenny. There are plenty of authors who have pen names and who have double stuff. Like, so that's one of the things. So this was funny. And we weren't giving away any secrets with this. But one of the things on the Booktuber retreat that we were yakking about was like, who do we think like Jessa Kane is or Cassie Mint is? Could it be multiple people that just share that pen name and that's why so many of them come out? And some of them have just been so wackadoodle lately. Like, I don't even read all of Jessa Kane's. I've read like two of Jessa Kane's novellas or short stories just because I like to read more. But some people, they don't need more than that. They just want a fun little kick. And so there you go, you know. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Okay, so I did, this lighting probably isn't showing you well, but I did Orchid as my lid color. Now I'm going to do some of Euphoric in the corner, which is a dark brown. Melissa. There's a huge age gap. Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. In my opinion, Fausto acts like he's about a 22-year-old frat boy. So it didn't bother me that much because I'm usually able to forget the ages of characters once I'm into a book, but I can understand. Like, I think the heroine acted older than him sometimes. Not in the beginning, because in the beginning, she's very much like, I'm not going to go along with this, to the point of being kind of like too stupid to live a little bit. But then very quickly, Fausto is the one who's just an idiot. Yes. Okay, some people, Victoria said, I'm like Jen, paying bills, food, and the rest is for books. Love it. Do you ever get burned out reading so many books? Christina asked. I read 6 books last month and I'm burned out. Well, I mean, the answer is no. I've read 10 or more books a week for the last 3 years, probably. And I'm still always looking for the next book. But that's not going to be for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm a creator who does content about books, but I'm still only doing content that I like want to be doing. Like, there's never been a day where I've woken up and I've been like, I don't want to read a book today. So things are still going pretty good for me. There are days where I get distracted from reading my book a lot, you know, like Sunday or Monday, I just didn't want to be doing anything. Like, I was just playing games on my phone instead of reading, but it wasn't because I didn't want to be reading. It's because I get distracted by Candy Crush. So there's that. Okay, so now we got the dark going on. So now I'm going to do Paradise on the top. Why can't I remember the book that was like The Takeover? I'm very sad that I can't remember. I wish Jessin was here, although her memory is not that much better than mine. Okay, what are some other people asking? Here we go. In my lifetime of reading, I have read some awesome age gaps romances. You just have to make sure it's the right one for you. Oh, yeah. That's right, Jenny. I mean, there are some times where, like, an age gap for me, especially if the younger person is a teen, which is slowly not working for me anymore because now I'm a full decade older than that and I just don't believe it as much. I know some of my fellow readers like are already past that, where they're like, I can't read it when they're teenagers. I still can, because I can still suspend my disbelief. But when a teenager who's 19, 18 is written like they're 13, then I'm grossed out, because I'm like, what man who I find attractive would be attracted to a child? You know, that's what's tough. And some authors, the way that they write it, the heroine is very mature in her thinking. And so that like closes that age gap just a little bit. But it just depends, you know, it just depends on how the author wrote the story and how I am perceiving it at that moment. What romances are you looking forward to this summer? Well, Anastasia, 1000%. Am I looking forward to Anastasia? Mercy by Sarah Kate. Looking forward to that. Caution to the Wind, whenever it finally gets to come out. Bright Like Wildfire by Juliet Cross. I was promised some good butt play in that book, so I'm very excited. Very excited about that. What else? Is that coming out in August? Pen Pal by JT. I'm very nervous about that though, because she said it's gonna have like a twist ending like Perfect Strangers. And I'm like, does that mean it's not an HEA, JT? Like, what do you mean by a twist ending like that book? Because I'm gonna read it, but I'm scared. Okay, so there's that. Again, sorry if the lighting makes that hard to see. Okay, now let's clean up my eyebrows here. When you are in a reading slump, what pulls you out? What type of book? I mean, I say this quite a bit. Either rereading a favorite, and sometimes it isn't even reading the whole book. Sometimes I just reread my favorite scenes from a book, and then I'm excited for something new. Sometimes it's looking up my favorite tropes, like an age gap or an arranged marriage. I really like that. But as I've said, like, I don't really get in a book slump because I'm always reading a book. So I just kind of keep going. I just keep going. Yes, V. Thank you. Thank you. It was a historical that I said reminded me of a reverse takeover, which I don't know if the person who asked for this likes historicals, but Rules for a Proper Governess reminded me of the takeover, but the hero is kind of the reluctant one to fall in love again. He has 2 kids, and the heroine just literally sweeps in and totally reawakens him and everything. Thank you, V. I totally forgot. That's why I couldn't think of it, because I didn't reread this recently. I just went to the live show. So that's why it wasn't in my book. But yeah, this book is part of the Mackenzie McBride series. And this one is a lawyer and this street urchin, and they fall in love, and it's great. Okay. I'm cleaning up my eyebrows. Love it. So excited for Anastasia. Yes. Pen pal. Yeah, I'm very nervous. Can't wait for the audiobook of Brutal Vows. Yes, that should be out soon. Have you watched any K-dramas? I have not, but I don't really watch anything. Like, I still haven't even watched Stranger Things. I need to be in the mood. But I also know that there's like 2 parts, so I'm kind of waiting for part 2 to be out as well. Sorry, I can't talk while I do this or I mess up. Why is my hair being so annoying? Late comment. I'm reading Millavane and have 3 fantasy romance arcs to read afterwards. Oh, nice. Oh, let's not even talk about Millavane. She just wants to torture us forever. Oh, see, this is... We were on a ride today. Like, oh my God, that looks awful. All right, we're filling that in, and I'll have to fix it with a Q-tip later. I didn't bring a Q-tip over, because otherwise I'm going to end up super crooked. Don't know what's happening today. Eyebrows are like, sometimes go super smooth for me, and sometimes Gotta patch it a little bit. Oh my God. Okay. Won't play with those anymore. Okay. One of my favorites is At Peace by Kristen Ashley. A widowed mom of 2 girls falls for the neighbor with benefits. Nice. I like that idea. Okay. I read Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross and seriously kicking myself for not starting sooner. Yes, great series. But it's not the worst thing to take your time because it's going to be a while till we get it. There's Jessin. Hello. See, I was just talking about you, girl. I needed you to be here because I forgot what Rules for Proper Governance was called. My makeup is giving me problems. Ooh. What are you reading this morning, Jessin? We all said. Just finished There Is No Devil. Yeah, she's a great person to stand, that's for sure. Perfect. Okay. Just finished It Ain't Me, Babe. All right. Picking up the next one immediately. All right. Yeah, I didn't get a message when the shit hit the fan last night. You'll have to message me about what you thought because I won't spoil it for people who haven't read it, but I was listening to her messages and she was like, I really like this one person. I hope that this and this happens for them. And I'm just like, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep my mouth shut and wait and see. Because I felt the same way about that character and I was shocked. I was shooketh. I was shocked. Can patrons give book recommendations? I have the book rec form that is open for everyone. But you can also private message me on Patreon if you want. I mean, I put everybody's messages in or everybody's recommendations in my book rec form. I'm actually thinking of like doing a video again, like going through all the books that I've read because of my book rec form, because it's been open for a little over a year and I've read about 60 to 70 books from my book rec form, and some of them have been my favorite books of the year. And then other ones have been DNFs, and that's how it goes. But I really only like try to take recommendations that are from the book rec form. So if you want to leave me recommendations, that's the best place to do it. And if you've left me a recommendation there at any time, I still have it. It's there. I pick books randomly from that. I use it to pick books for readathons or read-alongs readathons when there's certain prompts. So make sure you put the book and the title and then like the tropes that are in it so that I can easily scan my document for it. So definitely love it. So I'm debating on whether or not I should DNF Fall Boys. Started Lifeblood the other day and I'm only 20% in. Nice. Oh, and that book rec form is always in my link tree. Always in my link tree. The link tree link is in my bio for Instagram and in my down below. You started on Saturday and was pretty bored. Yeah, I have no opinion about that. So you'll have to listen to the other ladies here, Jessin, because I haven't read any of those ones. I read the whole series and it was 5-star for me. I don't know which series you meant. If you meant the It Ain't Me Babe or what. Looking ahead to Wanderlust in September. Isn't San Antonio just a hop, skip, and a jump from New Orleans? Happy birthday, Summer. Melissa says life's too short for boring books, Jessin. Take that. Yeah, Jessin is a responsible career woman who needs to finish her degree. And that's why she can't do fun things yet. But someday she'll be able to do fun things. Okay, mascara time. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I do this. I know, you still do a lot of fun things, Jessin, but I mean, I wish I was able to meet you this year. That's more what I mean. But she'll be at a Polycon, right? She'll be at a Polycon. I wish that I had tickets for that. It's such a shame that the real world has to squeeze its way into our reading life. You know, it should all just be book signings and book retreats. That's what we should have all the time. Did y'all see Pam Godwin's story that she's going to be writing more dark pirate novels? I may have squealed just a little bit when I saw that. Has anyone read Fantasyland? Finally, if you watch Game of Thrones, especially if you watch Game of Thrones. I just reread the Fallaway series and was really excited for the next generation, but it just doesn't give me what I'm looking for. Yeah. Yes, I'm so excited for Pam Godwin. I really I can't even speculate. Like, I don't even know what to speculate about. Like, if it's going to be other pirates that we met already, or, I mean, my deepest desire is that the pirates I already love would go on another adventure, because I feel like we didn't get enough of the three of them together. I doubt that will happen, but I want it to. I read Fantasyland, but you need to like her writing. Interesting. Still need to read Sea of Ruin. Yeah, Warda. I mean, we didn't put it in our post, but we did announce it at book club that for our 2-year anniversary, Break Appreciation will be doing Sea of Ruin. Now, the thing I don't know now is Pam doesn't have any other books slotted to come out this year. She usually puts out one book a year at least. I mean, when she was doing the Deliver series, she had more books coming out a year, but she hasn't put out any more. So I'm like, has she been working on Dark Pirates all this time? And like, that's going to be the book that comes out this year? Because if it is, like, we'll probably read that before, like, we're doing Sea of Ruin for our 2-year anniversary. So either way, that could be the time, Warda. We're going to read it. The audiobook for that book is fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of blush now, and then I'm done. And we can chat for like 10 more minutes. So, hey, Melissa. Yes, we are doing a Daring Pursuit on June 16th. So, I don't know if you're a member of our Discord. There's a Discord link in my link tree, but we are going to be doing A Daring Pursuit for Rake Appreciation Society, which is on Crystal's channel the third Thursday of every month. And this third Thursday is June 16th. So it's next Thursday. So very, very excited to talk about that book. I read it for the Historical Romance Readathon, and Crystal just read it. And yeah, we're gonna do that one. I enjoyed that book quite a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to watch the replay. Bummer. Pretty sure I just did those unequally, but whatever. I have to do my other powder over the top of it. Okay. Always end up with one good side. Yeah, seriously. It's okay. I'll just film my review like this. So this side's showing. Because that's what I'm going to do next. I didn't say that. I did my makeup because I'm going to film my review of the fine print, which will be for my patrons. So I finished that book yesterday. Had some feelings about it, that's for sure. Why is it that a store like Kohl's only has cute t-shirts for guys? Oh, I don't know. I don't shop at Kohl's, so I couldn't tell you, but that's how it goes, man. Life's unfair that way. All right. Anybody want some book recs or have any questions the last 10 minutes? We'll go until 11 because then I'll need to film and get that video edited. And then I have to go to the dentist. I think I shared this. Well, I know I shared it in a clip. I just filmed a clip for a vlog. But I went to the dentist to I had a question about something, and I ended up being there for an hour, having a checkup, and then getting an appointment set for today, and then one for next week. So that was great. What are my favorite poly romances? My favorite poly romances are Manipulate by Pam Godwin. I just forgot every poly. I like Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert. It's not the best one ever, but it was the first one I ever read, and so it's really close to my heart. What are my other favorite ones? I have an entire playlist of these. Let me grab it, and I'll tell you a couple more before I move along. Oh, Robbie by Ella Frank. That is a all-male poly romance. Breaking Out by Samantha Wilde. Oh my gosh. That one is so sweet. Like, seriously. That one is just adorable. Love it. Scandal by Nevessa Allen. That's a historical one. Oh, yes. Regally Bitten by Lexi C. Foss. That is a werewolf menage. Love it. Yes, Breaking Perfect. Absolutely. Tragic King by Sparrow Beckett. Bound Together, Torn Apart by Kay Webster. That is actually a quad. Now, there is one woman and three guys, but it is not a reverse harem. It's not. Like, the woman is not the center of the relationship. It's the four of them together. I really like that. And Sinfully Theirs by Serena Ackroyd. And The Full Monty by Ainsley Booth and Sadie Haller. I really like that one. So, yeah, there you go. There's a bunch. On my Goodreads, I have a bookshelf that's all menages because it's one of my favorites. Fantasy romance Rex, Vivian. I mean, if you haven't read Between Wrath and Mercy yet, I don't know what I'm doing here. Obviously, Milivane. I really love the Monstrous series by Lily Mayne. Lifeblood by... Fuck, why did I just forget? I just looked at Amara Ray. Those are some I really love. Have you read Karen Marie Moning? I've DNF'd two of her other books. One was a Highlander and one was a fantasy one. Treble by Rosie Adams it's a novella, but it hits. That's awesome. Love that. Off Chance, but Rex for anything like Texas Destiny or Glory, but spicy. Ooh. I don't really have Rex for that. I'm sorry. Because the other Westerns that I've read, they're not spicy. They're not. So, sorry about that. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, wait. Someone said this. I saw you gave 4 stars to Fine Print. I hated that, but I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Yeah. I have some interesting thoughts about it. Fantasy Rex, S.L. Prater. Yeah, I just read one of theirs. Lisette Marshall and C.L. Wilson. Nice. There's some good ones. I haven't read any C.L. Wilson yet. I mean, obviously, but we won't talk about that. I don't read a lot of Westerns. Yep. Westerns, I feel like they're a lot of just like life on the farm type things, which I love, but they're not usually as compelling to me, surprisingly. Yeah. Well, this was really great. Thanks for popping in. It's so strange that cowboy romances I've read haven't been spicy. Yeah. I mean, the only spicy ones I've read, it's because they're contemporary cowboy romances, you know? Like Pam Godwin, she has a cowboy series that never gets talked about. It's a BDSM series, but it's not like fully focused on the BDSM, but I mean, there's ropes and shit. And obviously, there are other like modern cowboy romances, but Kate Pierce. Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't read it. You're welcome, Candace. I just love to pop in. Like I said, I just wanted to chat. Oh yeah, I put my hair in a thing last night. Final effect of everything. It did get flattened a little bit because I didn't. But this was just like in a bun on my head. I like cowboys to look at. That's funny. Lorelai James. I have read some of hers back in the day. That's funny. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming to hang out. I'm always happy that I can do one of these like randomly and everybody still shows up. You make me feel very loved. But yeah, I'm going to go film my thoughts on the Dreamland Billionaires. And I will say that I do want to read terms and conditions. I'll say that of like sharing it. What is the name? Oh, sorry, I'll answer this. Hola Beauty, what is the name of the Jeopardy game? It started with He's Rich and Loves Sex. It's Filthy Rich Americans by Nikki. I just forgot her last name. Nikki Sloan. The dad loves chess and is rich and wants his son's daughter, his daughter-in-law. That's the one. Absolutely loved Eyes of Silver, Eyes of Gold. Love it. I didn't think Eyes of Silver, Eyes of Gold was zero spicy. They have sex quite a bit. They didn't use graphic terms, though, but they have sex a lot. They think that's all they have to offer each other. So there's a lot of sex in that book, but it's not erotically termed sex. So there's that. But, okay. I'm closing down. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And yeah, we'll chat again soon. I know I never really give you guys a heads up about it, but that's fun for me because I like it that way. But anyway, yes, Kennedy Fox writes cowboy. Okay, I'm ending. It's over. Goodbye.